over 4,000 participants, the parade itself kicked off at noon. And had as its themes diversity, community, youth and sustainability. Visitors came from all over the world to see the spectacle. Its rebel red for a cloak of green. Alligators and dragons, hurlers and dancers abounded, with the thousands of onlookers, including many overseas visitors, clearly enjoying the spectacle. Setting a steady walking pace were this year's Grand Marshals, over 100 sanctuary runners, clearly savouring the honour of leading their city's parade.
He's amazing! He's a great day! Somebody say, we are ready!
Today's spectacle was also a first for the city's Pakistani community.
Of course, thanks to everyone who is here, for giving us a huge encouragement. Thank you very much.
The parade celebrated all that is good about the city on the Lee, before the last train to Blackpool sounded the whistle for home.
Mary Gardner is a community Garda in Tralee and she led this year's parade there. Téma an Foroid eba an cúpla focal a céilúra agus a spraga úsáid na Gaeilge. The parade was peppered with speech bubbles featuring famous Irish phrases like Céad Míle Fáilte and, the best one, Céirí a Bú. Retired Garda Cathal Walsh was Grand Marshal of the parade in Killarney to mark his 40-year involvement as a volunteer with the Ring of Kerry charity cycle. Téma an Foroid i Gillarne, Chur leis an Achtraíocht, New, Experience More. The Glenridge High School marching band travelled from New Jersey. They joined the Gleneagle Concert Band, Mill Street Pipe Band and Kraken Drum Band.
Jetzt skritte feren Jolken Jaloon se dingen, Sheachloger meiden on Freude slohen eiden. Traditione hen shier die kogen an Haloon na hochtiak hochtodi, na die in de sasna gieracht kosko chuder Freudna it eidi sloin na grene.
Honest with your wife. I'm intoxicated, Martin. Tradition lawyer, say, I'm just coming here, command to.
I shall be a fool of it. Oh, shall free, come on, Martin. As the troll, I never did call your power.
The Torg agus na mór hiúta in dáte ba tuairiscí an ó gach cearn conceit.
The streets of Galway were a riot of colour and sound for one of the biggest parades staged here in recent years. Led by toy show star Saoirse Ruane and Connacht Rugby's Andy Friend, the proceedings got underway under cloudy skies that soon gave way to spring sunshine. All aspects of the city's vibrant cultural, artistic, sporting and community spirit were on show, and there was a particular emphasis on diversity and inclusion, with involvement from local, national and international participants. From dramatic gymnastics and pounding beats to street theatre and global justice, the 2023 National Day festivities in the Western capital thrilled the thousands who turned out today. Is this the way to Claire Morris? Crooner Tony Christie, best known for his 70s smash hit Is This the Way to Amarillo, was guest of honour at this Mayo parade. He led off a vibrant selection of over 40 floats through the town with strong representation from schools, sporting organisations and local businesses, all doing their bit to bring as much noise and colour as possible to the annual celebrations here.
Against the cats, sometimes she really come off, so couldn't just galore. Check Holland, yeah. It just got the neck on the mug, is Fontana Vessel. The craft Sakias, the Orthodox there, yeah, check Holland, yeah.
Rincoidi, Drumodoidi, agus Tarcoidi, a Lauren Island, Immockid in the Nov, agus Kenura, the Fela Padric, Felvan Toad. Kjol, cold water, agus Kjachta, all fishiv on Viantus, agus on Tolka Bashti, das no Swoite. Le Hele, vi mar helm, the pride, in of Mackillin, agus Belays, and Lochage, and a bubble, it are all coxas to the head jump to the Hele. You're well, like a hlaver noch Washti in Schleep, non Spelder, and of agus organic of Rosti in Ord, and Loha.
St Patrick's flag flying above Belfast City Hall as thousands came to celebrate our patron saint. Eider than Hjoil sa chachar Chairman na Glenisha as Swadegar Brunnen status chachar Hjoil UNESCO Herbal Forestry.
That's the main thing, bringing people together, getting out, celebrating, having fun.
In recent years, a lot of emphasis has been put on making this a cross-community event.
There's people from everywhere here, and that's important, and it's just great fun.
And they came from further afield to celebrate Aspel Moor in the Hayden. Renowned for its flamboyant parades, today was no exception for Derry's St Patrick's Day festivities. Dura Holland Killia stepped into spring for this year's Carnival Parade in celebration of recycle and renewal, a chursal agus adnuachan. The theme aimed at highlighting the significance of reducing waste and the positive impact it can have on the environment for future generations.
It didn't all go quite according to plan as Enniskillen's festivities got underway. Ireland's only island town likes to do things its own way, with leprechauns joining Superman on the River Erne. The man of the moment suffered a bit of a mishap himself as he arrived in a DeLorean car. The theme of this year's parade was Back to the Future. Around 1,000 people took part in the parade through the town. Several thousand lined the streets as some very strange sights passed by. There were international visitors with this pipe band from northern Germany.
It's really good. I'm happy I can see my friends, and it's a great day to be all school. We've been here a few times here. We've got both in Lochern, so I always come down here for the 17th of March just to celebrate St Patrick's Day in County Fermanagh.
Absolutely fantastic this year. Yeah, really so happy it's back. It's really good to see.
Practice for next year is underway.
Bhí siad ag dawsa na Shroud na Limnach in Newell as Limerick put on a colourful 2023 parade showcasing its dancing, culture, sport and multicultural community. Plenty of visitors too, sharing our National Day.
We have come all the way from Swisher, Iowa, the USA to visit Ireland and celebrate your great holiday with you here in Limerick.
Limerick actor John Kenny, fresh from the Banshee's success, was Grand Marshal on his bicycle.
It's been overwhelming, I'll tell you. Absolutely, I'm used to crowds, but Super fantastic buzz.
There was huge applause too for our Ukrainian community, now taking part in their second St. Patrick's Day parade, and honours as well for Limerick Youth Service and the University of Limerick, both marking 50 years in the Treaty City. Celebrating communities and all they contribute to our lives was the theme of the Ennis Parade, with great participation from across County Clare, with its sporting, culture and music groups all taking part. A day of great fun for young people showcasing their sporting talent and achievements. Ennis is proud too of its Tidy Towns accomplishments. There was a great parade of vintage tractors, rural life and classic cars, and for some it was just a dog's day afternoon with the best view in town. After an absence of a number of years, a welcome back for the parade to Tipperary town, with plenty of entertainment and spectacle and young people at the heart of it, enjoying the participation, exhibiting pride in their many sporting clubs throughout the county. A relaxed motorbike ride for some, or up on the tractor for others, but everyone dressed up in their Patrick's Day best, enjoying our National Day.
The
best of Waterford was the theme this year in Ireland's oldest city, and one of its best local sports people, international boxer Keelan Cassidy, led as Grand Marshal. Rain preceded and succeeded the parade, but conditions stayed largely dry for the duration. The best of Waterford tributes was given to the various international communities who have made the area home recently, including people from India, Pakistan, the Philippines, and of course, Ukraine. Many other local sports people also marched along the route. Local theatrics provided colour, and the traditional St. Patrick's Day Only Fools and Horses special. Music was sprinkled throughout, including and bringing up the rear Waterford Punk Rules OK, or Spree Street Theatre. Carnival time in Kilkenny, not for the first time. The streets today hosting the centrepiece of a bigger than ever St. Patrick's Festival. History visited the historic streets, and it being Kilkenny, hurling had to make an appearance to help celebrate the National Day. As did the dinosaurs to be found around the city, a well-kept secret until now. Not to mention drummers, more drummers, and more drummers. Tourists and locals defied the weather to pack into the city centre and celebrate the wearing of the green. The tradition of dancing is flourishing in Wexford, as it gave a theme to today's parade, whether traditional dancing or not. And music remained a constant on the streets and quays of the town, including at the start when proceedings were kicked off by the St. Patrick's Fife and Drum Band. Not the only St. Patrick's on show. Colour aplenty flowed, much of it green, but not all. Thousands flocked to the pathways as the bands, dance troupes, gymnasts, sports clubs and more made their presence felt. Not forgetting light opera, long at home in Wexford. Just like that, magic came to the thoroughfares of Carlow and plenty of colour. It was the first parade here since pre-COVID days, and everyone made up for lost time in putting on a show that all could enjoy. Sports clubs abounded, and representatives of other countries, along with many local characters, on a day when the music was back as boldly as ever. Unlike the original, Wicklow's version of St. Patrick arrived in town on a tractor to rouse interest in his special day. The maritime town saw local lifeboat volunteers and supporters promote a timely message: respect the water. No doubt Batman would agree. Water fell from the sky too, but that's nothing new to the local sporting clubs, used to battling in all weathers and winning, and in front of big crowds like this.
In Dundalk, but the crowds came prepared. Grand Marshals and local sporting heroes Amy Broadhurst and Kate O'Connor showed off their medals at the town's first St. Patrick's Day parade since 2019. The Defence Forces led, and the grandparents of the late Private Sean Rooney watched as his comrades honoured the young soldier who was killed during a peacekeeping mission in Lebanon last December. St. Bridget's Pipe Band were among those entertaining the crowds, and floats made from recycled material showcased the urban green theme, while members of local sports and community groups marched and danced through the town. Getting a taste of St Patrick's Day in King's Court, crowds flocked to the Cavan town to support their local sports and community groups. The Corduff Pipe Band were among those to walk the line at the Johnny Cash themed parade, marking 60 years since the star played the Granada Ballroom. The Showbiz Kids Stage School were super troopers, and the celebrations in Cavan were full steam ahead. Pedal Power for the Future was the theme in Monaghan town, with many getting back in the saddle for this parade. Crowds lined the street, but some didn't have to go very far to watch the many community and sporting groups go by. There was music to entertain the masses, but it wasn't to everyone's taste. With the help of St Patrick, Trim celebrated its title of Ireland's tidiest town at its parade in County Meath. Local GAA and soccer clubs were among those to march in the parade. Crowds waved their flags for tractors, both big and small. And while the sun didn't quite come out in the region today, with the look of the Irish, a rainbow appeared for the leprechauns going in search of their pot of gold.
Some came prepared for the weather in Balbriggan. Agus bhín train dausa, ceol, agus crack, in a parade that also celebrated the area's strong sporting traditions, with all codes represented. You'll never beat Balbriggan, a town with a welcome for all. In Swords, the Ukrainian community turned out to say thank you for the welcome they have received since fleeing war in their homeland just over a year ago.
Thank you, Ireland! Thank you, Ireland!
For Ukrainian costumes and cuisine, as Irish and Ukrainian colours combined. Railty na Héireann, just one of the many sporting groups represented at Step Aside's parade. There were dancers and drummers here too. These were part of a group from the Indian community. And here's Rian. Bajor and Shulor is Oiga in Éireann in New. There were some high energy performances and some with an environmental theme. And plenty to appreciate the spectacle.
The Laois ladies footballers were the Grand Marshals for the Port Laois parade in recognition of their All-Ireland intermediate success last year. This is one of the biggest parades in the Midlands, with thousands of people lining the streets. The diversity of the town was a theme throughout the parade, with a nod too to volunteerism. But it was all too much for little Harvey. After a 6-year break, the people of Mullingar were out on the streets to welcome back the parade. The Grand Marshal was Ben Dolan, brother of the late Joe Dolan. This year's theme, Let's Get Green.
Happy St. Patrick's Day!
The Olympic Boxing Club hoping that message will hit hard. From dancers to dragons to drums, this parade captured the town's great tradition of entertainment. Celebrate in style was the theme for this year's parade in Athy, and that they did. Over 30 floats took part. The Athy Movers kept the parade on track, while the Sing and Sign Club, who help people learn Irish Sign Language, entertained the crowd. There was dancing too, and everyone was getting into the spirit of the day. The Clara Tan Band got festivities underway here today. Rahan Coltis had everyone stepping it out. There was lots of colour and lots of ceol in Clara, and even the dogs on the street were entertained. For some, this was their first parade, agus bhí siad bra sásta a bheith páirteach. It's one of the most historic villages in County Longford, where in 1798 the Battle of Banlamuck took place. Today its residents were again making history with the first ever parade in the village. The Longford Samba Band kept the crowd entertained. There was a sign too that spring has definitely sprung. Security was tight at the parade, and fun was aplenty.
Ceol agus Crack was the theme of the Sligo parade, with a big emphasis on community and celebrating the town's musical scene and heritage. Something new this year was a series of trad hubs along the route, with live traditional music performances designed to give a dancing at the crossroads feel to the parade, which is the central point of a 3-day-long festival in the town. Tomorrow afternoon we'll see the Burlington Team Tour Marching Band, over 100 strong from Canada, marching through the town, keeping the Ceol agus Crack going. There was lots of music and plenty of snakes in the parade in Buncrana, County Donegal. A giant snake wound its way along the route, one of many very creative and really colourful entries in this year's parade. Bhí ceann iontach eile unadaltaí as coláiste cinál ón, rinne siad car speisialta gléas the suas I dtachanna dún na ngáil. The fantastic volunteers of the local Lough Swilly RNLI were out in force at a parade strong on community groups and which organisers say drew the biggest ever crowd out to watch. In a town well known for its multicultural population, the organisers of the parade in Ballahadreen, County Roscommon, chose the theme We Are One for this year's parade, and there was a great response from a community which now has people from many different parts of the world living there. Agus bhí siad go léir le chéile, ag siúil, ag damsa, agus ag buint sult as an lá speisialta seo. Led off by the Kiltubber Pipe Band, the parade in Carrick-on-Shannon, County Leitrim, had the overall theme of We Are Better Together, and there were plenty of different community and sporting groups getting that message across, including Leitrim's International Community Group, plenty of Tidy Towns volunteers, and the pupils and staff of Skolmurra who were highlighting their campaign for a new school building.
Tens of thousands of people lined Fifth Avenue in New York to see more than 200,000 marchers participate in the parade. Chicago River has been green all week to mark St. Patrick's Day, a tradition that's been in place for more than 60 years. Irish music rang out in London today, with dancers performing on a pop-up stage on the South Bank. Music and dance also showcased at the Irish Embassy in Mexico, while Google displayed a doodle in honour of the celebration. The Irish Defence Forces currently has 548 personnel serving overseas across 13 missions in 11 countries, including here in Syria.
May these medals serve as fitting symbols of remembrance.
In Camp Shamrock in South Lebanon, there was a peacekeeping medal parade today for those on the first deployment overseas. Soldiers serving with Britain's Irish Guards received their shamrocks from the new Colonel, the Princess of Wales. Also receiving shamrock was the mascot of the 1st Battalion, Turlough Moore, also known as Seamus. In the past, cities have turned their most famous landmarks green, but this year Tourism Ireland paused its Global Green Initiative due to the energy crisis. But love for Ireland was shown in Frankfurt. Agus is scata tira ella ar fudan down, agus gacéine ag ira a bheith ina ghail ar lá mór na Noel. Diane Connor, RTE News.